A nurse is vaccinated, but just minutes later, this happens.
I'm sorry.
Tiffany Dover fainted as she spoke to reporters at a hospital in Chattanooga, Tennessee. But it turns out it wasn't a reaction to... Tiffany has a medical condition and faints often. She quickly recovered and spoke to reporters.
I have passed out probably 6 times in the past 6 weeks.
This is an approximately 25-year-old version of Tiffany Dover in her only YouTube video that was uploaded 7 years ago. This is a likely 33-year-old version of the same person, uploaded to the daughter's TikTok because she herself seems to prefer to have people guessing about her state of health. From the outset, I note that the nose for each of these women are slightly different. This appears to be a more narrow nose. I'll go ahead and start each video. You can look at the mannerisms, expressions. One thing I immediately noticed is this is a cleaner looking version of this person. This is a slightly ruddier looking version, even though this is the younger version. Makeup can do wonders, so the difference could simply be makeup. We'll play this one in isolation to get a sense of what I'm talking about. Just gonna note how that face looks. The smile lines, age 25. And the eyebrows. Let's go ahead and look at this one here. Look how clean and sharp the contours are. She has a mascara on, looks like. The face itself does appear to be a bit thinner than this one. And also this body type seems to be just a bit smaller. And so it appears the likely Tiffany person uploaded a new TikTok video February 2nd. Reading the comments is interesting. I'm gonna read the comments to you. Natty, would you help out the community by making a video dispelling the misconceptions about the other video that made you viral? And then Andy replies, I doubt it will happen. Just as the chances of passing the medical with the condition are not only slim, as if they would choose her for the vid. This video provides us a rare opportunity to hear this person's current voice and then do a comparison to the 25-year-old version of the self. I'll play you the introduction first, the older video.
So I'm so excited to start this new adventure. As far as my personal life, I am married. I have 2 babies. I have a little girl and I have a little boy. So needless to say, all of my extracurricular activities revolve around them. Let's see what else. Oh, why am I getting this? So my bachelor's. I went to my bachelor's to pursue my master's. So, you know.
It's a very sweet voice, kind of high pitched. Okay, so let's listen to the 7 to 8 year older version.
Generation or whatever, but we're not really doing that right now. What do you mean? You know, Unit 1, you're like, I'm a Gen Z, you're a Unit 1 or whatever. A millennial? Stop, child.
So one thing I noticed is there aren't really any significant wrinkles on this older version. Could be makeup or could be some skin product that's being used. But just in this freeze frame, I do have the eyes appearing somewhat similar, interestingly. Here you can appreciate the nose in comparison. They both have the prominent foreheads, prominent eyebrows. Distance between eyebrow and the eyelid is very similar. Again, going to the topic of body size, this person does appear to be smaller. It could be weight loss. That's intentional. In the freeze frame of each, just look at the faces, the ovalness of the face, the width of the face. Patterns of facial expressions are important. We're going to go ahead and mute each video and replay them. So it's the, again, 7 to 8 year younger version versus the older version. One thing I noticed is the younger version overall does appear to be a bit more surprised than the older version. When we did the auto comparison, I'm not sure if you had picked this up, but this one has, it's like it's a southern way of drawing the syllables to a higher pitch. I observed that, and I'll play it again for you so you can see what I'm talking about.
So I'm so excited to start this new adventure. As far as my personal life, I am
because that's kind of a higher register.
School will definitely be a challenge, but it's a challenge I'm ready for, so bring it on.
And again, you can just note the facial line that occurs with aging. So now we're just going to look at her and her facial expressions with the volume off. All right, so these particular lines, let's go ahead and take a look to see what these may be called. So it appears these wrinkles are called the nasal labial folds. And here's a website where it states that she has 9 years of nursing experience and her folds are prominent. Now, let's use a bit of logic. For someone to have 9 years of nursing experience at the time a photo such as was taken, what would that mean? We're given a specific end date of manager since February 2020. So presumably this was a fall of 2020 or later photo. When you click to see if this profile is on the website for the CHI Memorial Hospital, you get this page not found. Wayback Machine shows the entry as late as September 24th last year. Tiffany is listed on the website with this photo at this date. It's at CCU. Okay, so first I'm gonna give you the age. This is from her introduction video.
I am 25 years old.
And now I'm gonna give you a detail about where she worked.
I am from Higdon, Alabama. I graduated Northeast Community College in 2012, and ever since then I've been at Memorial Hospital. I love Memorial Hospital. It's a wonderful hospital. I've had the pleasure of working on 2 South the past 3 years.
Okay, so her career began 3 years ago from this point in time. This point in time was January 22nd, 2016. So I'll presume a start of 2013 or perhaps 2012. This profile from 2022 says that she has had 9 years of experience. So quickly doing the mental math, 7 years plus 3 years is 10 years, but it could be that she slightly overestimated the time she worked there. And then you'll see that she had apparently been at the CCU, her last listed position, for the last 7 years. But she's going to say this.
But actually the next month I will be moving to the CCU. So I'm so excited to start this new adventure.
Okay, so seeing this information, what's the next question you might have? Again, this is the September 24th, 2022 version of the page. Next question is, were there other photos uploaded in prior years to show her changing over time? Very good question. I am recording this live, so we're actually going to figure this out together. I just moved on to October 26, 2021 in the Wayback Archive. What do I find? Lo and behold, it's the same photo and interestingly, the same entry. 9 years of nursing experience. Okay, that's something. I think that's somewhat interesting. And very interestingly, there are no entries prior to 2021. The earliest entry appears to be April of 2021. When you scroll down the page for this particular older version, you actually see a bunch of apply stickers to say that these are potentially open positions. It could be that this version of the website was developed around this time, and so the actual names of the existing employees weren't yet entered. I tried tactics of shortening the URL. It didn't really yield any specific results. Even shortening to the website name memorial.org yielded very few results. Isn't it very interesting that a hospital would be able to get this URL, memorial.org, and get the name? Okay, so I'll now show my work concerning the status of Tiffany Dover. So it's known that Tiffany's Instagram account was hacked and the hacker uploaded this photo. It's known that this series of photos was posted sometime after she had gone missing from social media. It depicts a snow trip to Colorado. Tiffany posted this bizarre message, "Meet me on the other side of paradise," obviously increasing further suspicion. There's a photo posted which I'll say is most likely her. However, I do note that the face is a little bit clean. I suppose this could be makeup or filters. By clean, I mean just sharp and smooth in contour. Her Facebook is still available, yet she doesn't post on it, but other fans continue to post on it. Among her Facebook photos is a picture of an award she received in 2019, as you can see by the date on the certificate there. However, the metadata says it's from 2009. To me, this indicates that the date for the camera used is about 10 years off. And this goes for all of the photos. There's a photo dated October 28, 2021 from Adam Reyes, which appears to answer the question, at least at that time, considering her status. It calls people speculating on her status stupid in a comment. Yes, nice guy. One thing I noticed about the photo, though, that's very interesting, is there's a lot of redness on this person. You see redness there, redness there, redness there. The nasolabial folds are prominent in the smile. She looks to me here to be mid-30s based on the wrinkling. I wonder if this indicates the person could have hypersensitivity to things. The redness, I mean. Unfortunately, as a major drawback, there's no metadata date for this photo. There's this video that can be found on 153news.net that completely, utterly destroys the death registration entry into ancestry.com with Tiffany. Basically, this user, the Chad Chaddington, was able to contact a woman, I believe from Ohio, who created this profile on the Ancestry death registry site, claiming that she had passed. However, when he contacted her, she reneged on that thinking. I'll play you a segment.
Under the name Olivia Yurt?
Yes.
Where did you get the information that Tiffany died? That's actually the event that I'm researching, but I can't find confirmation whether or not she actually did die. But I didn't know if maybe you had more information you could give me.
I changed that information. I did not have it verified, but the last month or so I've come across an obituary for her grandmother. And in the obituary notice for her grandmother, she is listed as a survivor. It's still a question in my mind, but they did list her as a surviving member of the family.
All right, so yeah, because it seems to be that she may have died December 17th, but people really can't seem to confirm because I guess in Alabama, the death certificates are withheld for 25 years after the person dies, unless you're, a person who's related to them immediately. So I didn't have any luck in that arena. So you seem to probably be the best lead on that information. So I am sorry to bother you. I know this is probably incredibly random for you. I only found your name.
No, I'm not a member of the family. I'm a curious person.
So it appears the person who posted had no confirmation that she died, and in fact, has since changed her mind after viewing Tiffany being listed as a survivor on her grandmother's obituary in August of this year. The
obituary is not difficult to find. I found it, and it does list Tiffany as a survivor. And this was after August the 3rd, 2021. The same individual had gotten in contact with another researcher who was able to contact Tiffany's brother. The brother in a DM essentially stated that she is indeed living, but that the CHI Memorial Hospital created a PR disaster by showing her standing nervously with a mask on rather than speaking.
Memorial posted, knowing the truth that Tiffany is completely healthy. I thought to myself, this video is just awkward. This is her little brother saying this, and only going to create more ridiculous accusations. I know hearing it from me won't satisfy everyone, but hopefully some people will accept the truth.
NBC News tried to do an interview May of 2022. The interviewer, Brandy, was able to confirm that the Dovers had sold their old house and were building a new house. I think maybe this time they were just building a new house. I'm not sure if they had sold the old one. In front of this news reporter, Debbie was able to get Tiffany on the phone, to which Debbie said to Tiffany, "Hi, Tiff," to which Tiffany replied, "Hey," to which Brandy noted here, "Did you catch that?" Tiffany Dover's voice, just 2 words, hello and hey, but Tiffany's voice live. The news reporter was unable to get Tiffany on a phone for even a few seconds and was unable to see her in person. I read the article and then concluded that Brandy is biased while trying not to appear biased. She editorializes often the feelings of people she's interacting with throughout the interview, rather than just allowing the responses to speak for themselves. She includes an interview with Lenny Posner in this piece. Huge political hot potato. She includes some interviews with fringe people. To this news reporter's credit, she goes into the NDA controversy, how the hospital claims there is no gag for Tiffany to say what happened to her, but family members indicate the opposite, and this leading to speculation that perhaps there is a gag, but it's by Big Pharma and not the hospital. So I do like that speculation was gone into. Another positive of the article is it's mentioned that there is a big hidden problem. So I'll quote directly. They want to talk to you. I've been told that they're going to talk to you. There's a lot of things that have happened and a lot of things that we want to get out into the open and that we think needs to be exposed. So something needs to get out into the open and be exposed, apparently. This supposedly was from James Dover, Debbie's husband. I believe the sister, Rebecca Dover, uploaded a photo from Christmas of 2021 showing Tiffany and a spouse to Facebook. However, unfortunately, maybe because of commenters, Rebecca removed the photos and a huge gap appears in her timeline between 2020 and 2022, with much of 2021 missing. I note that the Tiffany in this photo appears a bit older than in the more recent TikTok video I just showed you. If you stay with me this long, we're now going to go to a deeper level of analysis. This is right after the fainting occurred. On the forehead, you see this little mark there. You appreciate some discolored hair roots, possibly suggesting this is not the natural color of the hair.
So I guess just talk to us a little bit about what just happened after passing out after Tiffany.
Okay, so I had a syncopal episode. I have a history of having an overactive vagal response, and
so you can now appreciate 1, 2 little marks in the forehead there. Not seen an older photo, but again, this is lighting. Now we have the other recent TikTok video. This one. I'm gonna go and zoom in here. Let's go ahead and do a frame walk. Okay, so you see this spot there. Now, I believe I recall seeing a spot here too. Here you see essentially 2 spots, one there, one there. Before she faints, she's covering her head with her left hand. To me, this is a bit symbolic, covering the thing that we need to look for, the distinguishing features. We're at the moment of truth. So if we go ahead and walk frame by frame here, let's go ahead and mute the volume. Okay, so the volume is muted. We're gonna walk this frame by frame. So you can appreciate that mark there. Still a mark there. Okay, keep this in mind. All right, so you see this little mark here, and it appears I'm able to get it to reappear on the older 2016 YouTube video there. However, I'm not able to get any marks to appear on this side of the face, except right here in a few frames as compared to the more recent video. However, of note, the height is greater in a more recent video compared to the older video. This is more medial, so they don't really match. I'm more zoomed in here compared to here. I'll go ahead and scrub through so you can see what I'm talking about. It's like 2 millimeters away. Still over a centimeter. I will also take time to comment there's this very characteristic wrinkle that is right there over the right eye. It's a very distinctive wrinkle. And it does appear in both these videos, not as well formed in a 25-year-old video. It's not as prominent in this mascara versus Botox versus makeup filter video. It seems like maybe slightly there. Different muscles used in this more recent video. Cannot see any marks on the forehead. In this most recent video, you can't see any moles whatsoever scrubbing through it. As I had shown you in a previous video, Christopher Key went out to Alabama to try to locate Tiffany. Then we get this fantastic exchange between the spouse of Tiffany and Christopher Key.
Huh?
What?
How'd you get the money to buy that big old house?
Let me tell you something. It ain't none of your business, you dumb son of a bitch.
Did you get paid off by Big Pharma?
You better, it's none of your business.
You did.
So he didn't deny it. He just said it's none of his business. So that's the sign of the big, huge problem that this whole situation represents, regardless of her status. There's a Stu Peters Show segment that briefly covers this topic as well. It was previously posted by Debbie that Dustin and Josh were owners of this business known as Southern Industrial Services in Charleston, Tennessee. This is the logo for that business. Natalie's TikTok channel, to me, appears to be set up to be a symbolic Easter egg hunt type profile. There's this video with extremely obnoxious music that shows a hat there. That's the company's hat. It's shown to be misplaced, almost like a Carmen Sandiego type clue, the way it's laid out there. And then here you have the spouse, allegedly, who is working on the closet door. You see another version of the company hat, as well as the company shirt. Okay, we'll do one more voice analysis here. We'll compare these two videos.
Northeast Community College in 2012, and ever since then I've been at Memorial Hospital. I love Memorial Hospital. It's a wonderful hospital. I've had the pleasure of working on 2 South the past 3 years, and we are a med-surg tele-floor. We get a variety of patients, and I definitely feel it's been a great foundation for.
And so with
millennial?
that, if I have pain from anything, hangnail or
I told my daughter
on my
this morning
toe,
that I wanted to dye my hair back dark again.
What happened is I started getting,
I know you're part of the Unit 1 generation or whatever,
weak, dizzy, disoriented.
But we're not really doing that right now.
It just, hit me all of this sudden.
What do you mean?
Just
really
diaphoretic.
Unit 1.
I could feel it coming on, so I felt a little disoriented, but I feel fine now. And the pain in my arm is very minimal, actually, but it doesn't take much.
Stop,
So you feel fine.
In conclusion, they don't sound similar to me. Her voice does sound to be of a slightly deeper register. Second conclusion, if she's not using a filter for her face in this video, there's something wrong. Third conclusion, I get a sense that this is a smaller person than even this 6-day post person. However, this could be weight loss. And there's a special message for us if we take just an off-the-wall, avant-garde interpretation of the situation. Were millennials ever really referred to as the Unit 1 generation? I did Google this. I didn't find anything. Think about it. Why create a video using this term specifically? Listen to what she says in the video.
I told my daughter this morning that I wanted to dye my hair back dark again, and her response was, I know you're part of the Unit 1 generation or whatever, but we're not really doing that right now. What do you mean? Unit 1, you're like, I'm a Gen Z, you're a Unit 1 or whatever. A millennial?
Using my imagination, I could possibly imagine a scenario where the daughter is subtly communicating to her mom that there's a difference between them that may perhaps be a bit beyond just a generation gap. That difference could relate to the associations we may commonly have for the term Unit 1. When you're thinking of units, you're thinking of products, right? And it may be that if she were to dye her hair black again, that would remind the daughter of the situation that existed before, the complicated situation that may have evolved technologies that are beyond people's wildest imaginations. Why am I playing this music now? Is there a reason for that? You know what I'm getting at. Here's an article. Josh Allen rips ridiculous Damar Hamlin.
Well, actually, yes, I am an expert. I work for the Secret Service, and I can tell you that security here looks way more involved than they should be. Why does this man need security? He plays for the team. He should be able to come and go from the stadium as he wishes, and everyone should just be leaving him be. Why all of a sudden is security on his ass? And bro, why are you wearing sunglasses? Zooming in right here, why is he wearing sunglasses?
You saw the little negative head shake. So his mind went to something and he said no. And he's filtering. He's looking for that same thought. Playing with his mouth. You hear the really long drawn out
That's something I want to stay away from.
So here's DeMar on February 8th, 2023. Looking good, looking fly. And here's DeMar on February 9th with a new tattoo. And somehow with this one-day miraculous tattoo to get tattooed and healed, take note of what it is. All right, so what is this? Well, it's an astronaut.
Pojawił się w Ukrainie, by potwierdzić niezachwiane zaangażowanie USA na rzecz ukraińskiej. Jak pisze, pojawił się w Ukrainie, by potwierdzić niezachwiane zaangażowanie.
Now I'm going to quote from Fritz Springmeier's book, How a Certain Group is Able to Create an Undetectable Slave, page 526. Several movies have come out showing the concept of creating robotic people, such as 1920s movie Golem, 1966 movie Cyborg, 2087, and the movie Frankenstein. According to history, the Collins bloodline did pre-20th century experiments to create Frankenstein, and Mary Shelley's novel is actually secretly based on their research. The Roths have carried out successful production of synthetic people this century. This is all in accord with the principle of controlling bodies, whether live or unlive. The Night of the Living Dead expresses the goal to control bodies, and if they can't control their slaves, the final solution, nothing else works, is, as the C_A says, terminate with extreme prejudice, like they did to the movie Pinchot Mayer in October 3rd, 1964, Princess Grace Kelly, and countless others. You can go through pretty much any random old photo, put it in upscaler, and still not see the moles. I managed to stumble upon this one photo which I upscaled. So we see this mole here, some mark there, and I see this and this. Let's look in relation. Now, as much as I want these images of a person to be the same, indicating it is the same person, unfortunately, the reality is just not yielding that result to me. But you see, these do not match. So I have to go with what the eyes are telling prior to what the family witnesses are telling. This is likely going to be an unexplained mystery until this person comes out of any filters and begins to look more like this person with the prominent smile lines and ruddier features. The synthetic consideration does seem absurd, but as this video had shown you, you're not likely going to get a good sense of the big picture unless you diligently study a subject, or unless you're lucky enough to be local, in the way Adams was. All right, peace.